Hello and thank you for joining us at Easy Cooking. Today we're going to make a very easy and very delicious version of Pigs in a Blanket. It's basically our version of a pizza dough, and we wrap up entire hot dogs and then bake them. The recipe is super easy, just takes a little bit of time because our dough is with yeast, but we do have our bread machine to help us out with that. If you don't have a bread machine, also we'll throw some instructions on how to do your dough without it. Let's see what we need first, and then we'll get going with everything else. Water, white flour, shredded cheese, any kind will do, oregano, salt, garlic powder, sugar, olive oil, and yeast. And hot dogs, of course. Now that we know what we need for our dough, we can get started. First, let me explain. This is our bread machine here. If you can see it, this is the bread machine container. Our bread machine luckily has a function for just making dough. If you do not have one, you can get yourself a nice clear bowl, or any bowl will do, and then mix your warm water with your yeast first for about 5 minutes to activate it, and the sugar, of course, to get the yeast activated, and then mix everything else in there and make your dough and let it rest for about an hour and a half. However, we have our bread machine, so with bread machines we always start with our seasonings and liquid ingredients. First we're going to go ahead and put our oregano, garlic powder, and salt. Garlic powder is strong, so you don't need a whole lot of it. Then we're going to put our sugar in here. I always make my dough this way and it turns out fantastic. We're going to put the olive oil. Try to squeeze every little drop out of it. We are going to put our warm water. I heat my water for about 30 seconds in the microwave, and it makes it perfect temperature for the dough. We are going to put our cheese. Don't worry, everything will get mixed very well in here. We're going to pour our flour in there. I gently shake it so it doesn't go all over the place. Oh, I still have a little flour left. My bowl must have been just a little damp. Okay, now that we have our flour in, I am going to spread the dough and spread the flour in there. Last, in a bread machine, always goes the yeast. Now that we have everything for the dough in here, we're gonna get our bread machine, put our container in, lock it in position, plug it in. On my machine, I'm looking for function 12, and get started. And my machine takes about an hour and 24 minutes to make the dough. So I'll just walk away and do something else while that's happening. Again, if you don't have a bread machine, mix everything in a bowl after you activate your yeast and water. And let things sit covered with a wet towel or with plastic wrap for about an hour and a half. Same thing, same principle. Our dough is ready. It's been about an hour and a half and my machine just turned off. Now you could work right off on your counter if you wish to do so. Just make sure you put a little bit of flour so your dough doesn't stick to the counter. I do have a silicone mat specifically for making things like that. So I'm gonna open my silicone mat and I'm gonna get working here. Our dough did rise and turned to be about twice the size. A little bit doesn't mix sometimes in the bread machine. So this is our dough with all the seasonings. I'm gonna simply stretch it a little because it's easier to stretch it and make it a little longer for the skinny hot dogs. We have our hot dogs ready over here. You also need a cookie sheet with parchment paper. That's where we're gonna place all of our hot dogs. And one serving of this gives me about, what is this, for about 10 hot dogs or so. We make it thin and turns out really good. It's almost like a wrapped pizza with hot dog in it. Okay, need a little bit of space for the rolling pin. We're gonna roll it, make it nice and thin. Okay. We're gonna get started. I actually need a butter knife, which I forgot to take because we're gonna just cut enough dough as we need. We're gonna start with our first hot dog. Gonna start like this. Gonna stretch it a little. Gonna wrap it, and as you wrap it, you're gonna cut over here. We're also gonna cut over here. And we want to make sure it's closed. I don't always succeed in closing it 100%, but we'll do our best. There's no ketchup or anything in there, so nothing will really escape if you don't close it 100%. I roll it a little, kind of squeeze it a little to make sure that it's all closed off. See, I have to keep doing this for a little bit. My kids love those. They make me pretty much make it, they ask for it every day, but I do not make it every day. Okay, roll it a little, and voila, this is what you get. And then we'll place it in, I place them like that, place it in the cookie sheet. Pretty much you repeat the process until you make 10 hot dogs, and then you're done. I will get all mine rolled up and I'll be back with you. And we're good. Now the most important part to remember is never turn on your oven ahead of time. I will stick them in the oven, and that's when I turn my oven on 350. Because as the oven is warming up, you're going to see that it's going to help your hot dogs rise, the dough rise a little bit, because you're not going to let it sit on the outside for half an hour. That's unnecessary with this. But the oven being cold and heating up, it will let them rise a little and get that nice texture. So I'm putting them in. I'll turn it on 350. I'll give them 30 minutes to start with, and then I may add another 10 or 15 more. It depends on your oven. Hello back, our timer just turned off. Actually it took exactly 30 minutes and we're ready. I'm gonna turn off my oven. Our pigs in a blanket pizza style are pretty much ready. They slide all over the place because of the parchment paper. They look fantastic, they smell great. My oven, I guess, decided to cook them pretty good in 30 minutes today, but it's just weird. It depends on the day. So we're gonna slice one up. They're super hot, but I want to show you what it looks like inside. So basically this is what we got. It's really nice. It's really moist in there. Very soft. The dough is insanely soft. So it's pretty much the best pigs in a blanket you're gonna have. The kids love them. Actually, my little one is waiting for them to cool off now so she can have some. I hope you enjoy them. Would love to see your comments, your questions, pictures of you making our recipes. Until next time.
Natalie, what are these?
Piggies in a blanket.
You want to try one?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
You can say goodbye to everybody? Or are you too busy eating? Is it too hot? Yeah.
Hot.
Are you recording?
Mine.
Give your rating of it.